Hello and grüezi. My name is youre. I am the Dean of the Swiss Institute of Economic Excellence. In my life as a lecturer, in my life as a business coach, I met many people. Some of them were extremely successful and others were not. And I always ask myself the question, what are the secrets of success? And I think it's actually very easy. There are 6 very important things that make successful people successful. Let us start with the first one. The first one is you need to consider yourself as the entrepreneur of your life. And by the way, entrepreneur comes from the French word entreprendre, and that means to do something. So successful people are doers. They do something. They are the bosses of the enterprise that is their life. And as entrepreneurs in a successful life, they do what all successful entrepreneurs do. They have a vision, a large vision. They decide to themselves where their life should go. So the first thing is you need to word a vision for yourself. And I am not the only one who says that. It seems this is a very common rule of success. For example, a very successful person says this.
The first rule of success is to have a vision. You see, if you don't have a vision of where you go, and if you don't have a goal where you go, you drift around and you never end up anywhere.
And you know, what this small film shows us is you need not be perfect. You know, look, I have an accent when I speak English. Perhaps you have an accent when you speak English. And you can even become the governor of California speaking like that. Isn't that amazing? Okay, and then comes the next point. After having done your vision of your life, you need to set yourself clear aims and objectives. When do you want to be where? Objectives in terms of what you want to learn when and what you want to do when. In all this, we live in a world that becomes smaller and smaller and more global ever. And that is the reason why it is people who are going to help you to be successful. That is why you need a network of decision makers that support your career. And believe me, I have helped so many of my students, for example, to get a first contact with this or that person, somewhere in America, somewhere in Europe, for example. And that opening of the door, that establishing the contact for a person was the key to the beginning of that career. You know, today in the business world, many people have a lot of knowledge. They are actually all quite competent. But what makes the difference is if you know something they do not. A model, an approach that practically works, and you can suggest it, perhaps even lead the idea to its fulfillment. Well, that makes you a very important person in a company. And of course, and we have to admit that, the right international certificates and diplomas matter too. Because if you want to be hired somewhere or if you want to work together with somebody, they will always first ask you for a resume and papers. And that is the very beginning of that funnel, you know, from the many people who might want the job to the one that will get it. And these diplomas and paper are a very important elimination criteria. So don't get yourself eliminated by not having the right paper. Now at the end of this video, my marketing department would like me to tell you that these 6 keys for a professional success are of course at the same time the principles of personal and professional excellence, and that you can learn this here at the Swiss Institute of Economic Excellence. But I'm not going to tell you this because you got that anyhow, didn't you?